Hey everyone, you're listening to On My Watchlist, a podcast about everything TV and film. I'm Colette.
And I'm Sarah. We'll tell you what we're watching and what you should be watching.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of On My Watchlist. This week, in honor of Valentine's Day, we're talking about love, romantic comedies, and our favorite romance movies.
I have a lot. Do you have a lot?
I have, I don't know what you'd constitute as a lot. I have a list.
I have a very large list, which is weird for me because, as I was telling you before, I am not a romantic person.
I'm not surprised. Maybe not in your personal life, but I'm not surprised that you have a lot of romance movies.
See, yeah.
It's not my top genre. I do not dislike romance movies and romantic comedies, but when I was sitting down to think of like favorites and stuff, I was like, I can't think of favorites, but I can think of ones I like. So I pretty much made a list of ones that first came to my mind.
Very excited to hear them.
Yeah,
I'm very excited.
You should be.
I think I got a couple that will surprise you on here.
Okay.
I have a few that you probably never heard of.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Every week you have something that I've never heard of.
I love a good movie.
Are they Hallmark?
No, actually,
okay.
I don't have one Hallmark movie on my list. So
okay, good deal.
There you go. Sorry, Sarah's mom.
Oh, it's okay. She'll be fine.
Anyway, we'll get this started. Sarah, what'd you watch this week?
All right, watch lists. All right, so this week I watched mostly TV and a lot that I only watched some of and didn't finish. So starting up, this is a show that I meant to talk about last week, but I totally forgot. And that is a show called The Servant. It's on Apple TV Plus. Yes, it's an M. Night Shyamalan created style TV show
with Ronald Weasley, right?
Yes, it does have Rupert Grint in it, and he's really good in it.
Nice.
It's about this couple who hire a live-in nanny for their baby, but the baby isn't real.
Oh no.
It's like a doll.
Is this like a situation like that Adam Driver movie?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
So it gets explained pretty quick that this doll, so like the couple's baby died in kind of a horrific way, and the mom kind of went crazy and couldn't accept it. So as a form of therapy, they got this doll that the mom is convinced this doll's real because she's like kind of gone crazy. And so she's like, oh, I want to go back to work. We need to hire a nanny. And so they hire the nanny and the husband. And so Rupert Grint plays her brother. They obviously tell the nanny, they're like, look, just go with it. But then there's like all these twists, and it's very thriller. I don't know if I would say horror, but it's a thriller. So there's all these twists and stuff, and there's like some cult action, and like basically there's something up with this nanny.
Creepy nannies.
Yeah, creepy nanny.
Creepy babies too.
Creepy fake babies and creepy nanny, but it's really good. It's suspenseful and a lot of twists. So it's really good. If you like that kind of stuff, it's really good. There hasn't been any like stereotypical M. Night Shyamalan twists to it. Like, you know how there's like really weird, bizarre twists?
Yeah.
None of that's happened yet. It's on season 2.
You're like waiting
now.
for it though, right?
No. I'm sorry. It's on season 3 right now. So I'm watching season 3.
There's no weird twist?
No, I mean, there's twists, but not like very bizarre, weird twist.
Okay.
Like, you know, like the aliens.
Oh yeah.
Can't be around water, kind of weird stuff like that. No.
Right.
Yeah. So if you like twists and turns in M. Night Shyamalan, you should watch this. Apple TV Plus. After our conversation last week, I started Lost.
Oh.
And I'm hooked into it. I'm on season 2, which if you watched the show, you know that season 1 is 25 episodes and they're not short.
You got through that quick.
It.
Wow.
I did. I really did. Yeah. And it's interesting. I really like it. To pick up from our last conversation, they're doing a way better job than the girls on Yellow Jackets to survive the way. I know they're adults and they're like from all walks of life. So they really got it. They really got it made, because they had a doctor on the plane.
Yeah,
They
they
had that
did.
guy who's into survival.
I forgot his name, the bald guy, right?
His name's John Locke.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember it.
Yeah, they have him. They have the main woman, who's, I can't think of her. I don't know how to pronounce her
Evangeline
first.
Lilly.
Evangeline. I couldn't remember how to pronounce her first name. Yeah, who's from Ant-Man and the Wasp. She's the main girl, and she's pretty like hands-on helpful. Everybody kind of plays their part, right?
Yeah, but she annoyed me in that show.
No, I mean, there definitely is annoying people, but at least they're like, everybody's playing their part to some degree, right?
Yeah.
They're adults. They're way more organized. I also was wondering, because they decided not to stay in the plane as well. And then they also decided not to take the bodies out of the plane. So but they utilized the pieces. So I was like, okay, they pulled chairs out to make beds and stuff. So I'm like, okay, you guys are you got to go in a little more. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so I got a long way to go with that. I know that the ending is going to be disappointing. I'm prepared for that. But until then, I'm going to enjoy the journey. What else? Book of Boba Fett is getting so good. Did you catch up?
Okay, so I caught up. I just didn't see this last one that's on today yet.
Okay, I haven't watched today.
We're filming this on a Wednesday, and
yes.
I haven't watched this newest one, but
I haven't watched today's
2 episodes were amazing.
Mandalorian season 2.5.
Yes, how sad is it that the best episodes of his show had him in it for like 2 seconds?
Well, I will say the last 2 episodes have been the best, but I'd rather watch this show than Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
What is your hate with that show?
I don't know. I just am not into it. At least this one, like,
I was just bored out of my mind during the first 4 episodes of Boba Fett.
It was slow. I mean, luckily they were short episodes, but I enjoyed seeing these other sides of Tatooine. Right?
I did too. It's just that I wish it had something to keep me going,
You know what I couldn't stop thinking about? When he's with the Sand People and like learning their ways and all this stuff, all I could think about was episode 2 when Anakin kills all of the Sand People.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, I killed them. The women and the children. Yeah, I couldn't stop thinking about that the whole time. I'm like, these people. Yeah. And so
he's holding me back.
Yeah.
Like those a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was the line we made fun of the most when that movie came out. Like all my friends, it was just whenever we would like be in like PE or something, and we'd have to play softball. When we would throw the ball, we would just be like, he's holding me back.
Oh my God. Yeah, so I like it. I'm happy to see what happens in this episode. It's the finale, right? Episode 6. I think
so, right?
Yeah. So we'll see. I bet my money's on it's going to set up Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah.
So
I feel like it's already doing that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now that it's answered questions that everybody wanted to know from season 3, like what happened to this character? Now you know. So it's like, so now I'm wondering, what is the Mandalorian season 3 going to be? Him trying to like win his way back?
I'm just wondering if it's just going to be another, like, how the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian is, where like he's trying to go somewhere. It's like, well, I'll help you, but you got to do this for me.
Yeah, it really is. It's like I was telling this to somebody. The first season's like if you give a mouse a cookie.
Yeah.
You gotta do this, but then you gotta
That's probably the best explanation.
Yeah. So we'll see how this plays out, and we'll see how season 3 of The Mandalorian plays out. I don't even know when that's coming back. I haven't even looked, so who knows. What else? I started the show, or I guess I'm caught up on it. The Hulu show Pam and Tommy.
That's on my watch list.
It's on your watch list?
It is.
It is something. It's something.
It's something.
Yeah, it looks something. There's a lot of nudity in it, like all nudity.
Like Sebastian Stan type, or?
Yeah, both. male and female. There's a lot of like porn stars in it. Like there's a lot of like
I
storyline
watch
about porn.
Euphoria. Nothing phases me anymore.
Yeah, no, I mean, it wasn't like, I don't know. I don't know why. Just like, I guess the like style of the TV show, it's a little like you're like, okay.
Oh, okay.
Um, honestly, I will say, the infamous scene that everybody talks about, right?
Yeah.
Um, when you think about it, it's not jarring, but when you see it playing out on TV, it is a little jarring.
Okay.
You're like, especially because it keeps playing out. It's not like a one
Oh,
time
it's not
little
like a one
thing.
and done. It just keeps going.
Well, I mean, the scene, like you don't see it once and then it's like you just hear stuff. But
Oh.
yeah, you're like, can they stop showing this? Anyways, so I'm watching that. It's interesting. They're both really great in it. Yeah, so watching that. And then I started this show on Netflix. It's so funny. It's called Murderville, and
Oh, I
it
saw that on my
stars
suggestions.
Will Arnett. And it's basically, I don't know the best. It's like, okay, so it's like that Kristen Bell show where it's created its own genre. So
Okay.
it's like a fictional detective show, but each week they have a new guest star and it's some celebrity.
Hmm.
And so they do the fictional storyline, but everybody has a script except that celebrity.
Oh,
So
that's
the
hilarious.
celebrity has to go through the whole thing with no script, just like going with the flow and ad-libbing and like
That's like
improv and
improv
stuff.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, but then also at the end, every episode's somebody was murdered who did it, and at the end the celebrity has to guess who did it, but it's not game showy.
Okay.
Yeah, and I only watched a couple episodes. I think there's 6 right now, and so I watched episode with Conan O'Brien. He's the first one. He is so funny.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, he's a comedian. He was like he was
Yeah.
made for this. And then I can't think of his last name. The guy from The Big Sick.
Oh, Kamal
Camille.
new Johnny. I can't say it right.
If
I'm
I
sorry.
say it, I could. If I see it, I could say it. But yeah. Anyways, so he's in it. His episode's really funny too because he breaks.
Oh, I bet I love him. He's so funny.
Yeah, he's really he's really funny. Camille Nagiani. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, apologies for mispronouncing. It's really funny. The way they set it up, and Will Arnett's hilarious, and just it's really funny. Okay, so I watched half of a movie. Because I watched actually I don't even think I watched half of it. Because I got tired. Not of the movie necessarily. I just got tired and went to bed and just haven't come back to it. But I have a funny story to go with this movie. And I know. And I already told you the story, but I want to just say it again. I wanted to wait for a genuine reaction.
Yes.
But whatever. I couldn't. So I'm going to start with I'm going to do this as quick as I can because I'm a storyteller. 14 years ago, I was in US history class. I'm in 10th grade US history class. And my teacher, his name is Coach Arnold. He was the baseball coach. And he literally was like, he's the epitome of them being like, look, you have to teach a subject. And so he chose to teach history. I had him twice, actually. I had him in 10th grade for US history, a second time in my senior year for US government. And this guy is like the most stereotypical Southern high school coach you will ever meet. He talked really slow. He had a really thick accent and he called everybody by their last name. So he'd be like, Brown, you better be paying attention to what I'm saying. Like, it's just like, yeah, this guy. And he was the best. He was so funny. He mispronounced things all the time. My friend and I still talk about in US history, he pronounced the word bicameral, bicameral. And we like couldn't get enough of it. So this guy, he was the best. And anyways, so he would always play like movies, like fictional movies. And honestly, I think he did it because he didn't want to write more lessons. I don't know, because I don't remember
teachers.
I don't remember these movies specifically correlating with the topics we were talking about. but we would watch, I think we watched Forrest Gump, but obviously not because it's super historically accurate, but just because. And we watched the movie, I think, Enemy at the Gates. What's the one with Jude Law? Behind
Oh,
Enemy Lines?
I think it's Behind Enemy Lines. Let me see.
Maybe. I don't remember. But anyways, we'd watch these fictional Hollywood movies about history and stuff. Okay, so we watched this one movie, and obviously I didn't pay attention very much, but I did pay attention because there was this one guy in this movie that I was like, this guy is so cute. And at the time, when I was in 10th grade, and I guess you would have been in 11th grade, we took pictures of everything, and then posted them to Facebook for no reason. There was no reason behind all of these photos.
Yeah.
We just did it. And then some would have captions, some wouldn't. And it's like, I don't know. So on my Facebook, I have a photo of the TV in my history class with that movie playing, with like a screen grab or whatever of this guy that I thought was cute in this movie, and on Facebook. And I just captioned it like hot guy in movie we watched in history. That's it. Then I don't know how many years down the line, I was scrolling through all these Facebook photos and I saw this picture and I'm like, who is that guy? And I could not remember what the movie was. And for some reason, this one movie was stuck in my head that we watched about this guy who was like a gymnast, but then got in some kind of accident. And the whole movie was about him rehabbing himself so he could like compete for the Olympics or something. I don't remember. And I kept thinking it was this guy. So I kept trying to like look up a movie about gymnast who injures himself or whatever like that. And when I finally found that movie, it wasn't the same guy. So I like gave up. And so for years I've called it Mystery Hot Guy on my Facebook. Mystery Hot Guy. Could not figure out who this guy was. Well, I decided to watch this movie last week. The movie's called Lines for Lambs, and it is it's got an all-star cast. It's got Tom Cruise, the Queen Meryl Streep, and Robert Redford. And it's basically about the war in Iraq, like 6 years into the war in Iraq, when people are like, why are we still at war? What are they even doing over there?
Mm-hmm.
And it's got like 2 plot lines. Well, it's got like 3 plot lines. So like Meryl Streep and Tom Cruise are in one. These 2 other characters are like 2 soldiers who are like actively in active duty. And then a college professor and one of his students. So I'm watching this movie, and all of a sudden, it's the storyline with Robert Redford and the college student, and I'm like, oh my god, that's that guy. That's that guy from the picture, the mystery picture. I pull up the picture, and I'm like, oh my god, it's that guy. We must have watched this movie. And I'm telling you, it's super funny because I watched this movie for one reason only, and that was for Andrew Garfield. And the mystery hot guy was Andrew Garfield.
And when you told me, oh my god, I have a story about like a mystery hot guy, what was my initial reaction? Because I was like, I bet it's Andrew Garfield.
Well, you were like, I think I know who it is.
Yeah.
But you didn't know the movie. Have you seen
know the movie.
Lions for Lambs?
I don't think I have. Hot Gymnast?
No, that's a separate movie.
Separate movie.
It's a completely different movie that has like what's his name? Who's that guy that's married to who's the guy that's married to Barbara Streisand?
What time?
Thanos' dad.
Wait. Thanos' dad?
James Brolin.
Oh.
No.
I thought she was married to Elliot Gould.
Okay, this must have been a different time. How do you even spell? Yeah, James.
Well, she
Brolin.
was married to.
I think she was married to him at one time. Anyways, yeah, I think he's in that movie about the gymnast. Now I'm gonna look it up. I don't even know why we watched that specific movie. I don't know why we watched, because it was not.
Maybe your teacher just wanted to watch it. Yeah, she was married to James Brolin.
Called it.
Before Elliot Gould.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why he would watch it. And now that I'm looking at his like filmography, I don't think he was in the movie about who's the guy that reminds me of. I'm gonna look this up and figure it out, and probably interrupt you when you're talking to tell you this, because I'm gonna move on. Anyways, Lines for Lambs. Andrew Garfield's in it. He plays kind of a douchey college student who is a really bad student, and Robert Redford just like lectures him the whole time. And I watched it in high school and have a picture on my Facebook of him.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And I'm thinking about updating the photo. I'm like, update. It's the year 2022 and I have figured it out. Anyways,
so funny.
so that's what I watched. And I have one thing on my want to watch list. And that is Jackass Forever. Because it just came out. And I love that. I love those movies and I love that show. So I want to watch that.
Is it the same guys?
Yeah. I mean, one
I'm
or
sure
two
there's
of
new
them.
ones, but
yeah, they added a couple new ones, but for the most part, it's the same people. So
okay,
that is what I watched and what I want to watch. And a long story about my U.S. history class. So Colette, what did you watch?
Well, I didn't watch as much, but I finished Yellow Jackets.
Oh, nice. Okay. What do you think? What'd you think?
I think, what? What was that ending? I need to know what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't give anything away.
I can predict what happens, but yeah.
No, I could too, but here's my one problem with the show, and I think I mentioned it even last week before seeing the end, was that it moved so slow. It was so interesting, but I feel like they could have done that whole thing in like 5 episodes and given us more explanation. It's one of those times where I feel like they were waiting for season 2 to do more things, where it's like, listen, in this day and age, season 2 is not guaranteed. Let's give us what we want in the first season.
I guarantee that.
Oh, I know it will get.
They're going to get a season 2, and maybe they knew that.
Probably because it's not on Netflix. Netflix doesn't like to give season 2s to good shows sometimes. So.
Oh, well.
Yeah. But
yeah.
But yeah, that
was my
issue with it.
I definitely think the modern day storyline dragged on.
It did.
The modern day one
too much.
Yeah,
I wanted to see more of them, like, trying to survive.
Yeah,
I mean, but it was good, and I can't wait for a season 2. I did watch Death on the Nile, which is something we talked about last week.
Yeah. What's your review? What's your no spoiler review?
No spoiler review. Better than Murder on the Orient Express.
Really?
Surprisingly better. Death on the Nile didn't have as many big names, I feel. It had the absolutely fabulous ladies in it, and I don't know if you ever watched that, but it's the best.
I haven't, so I don't know what you're talking. Oh, you know what? No, I don't know what that show is, but for some reason I read an article about Death on the Nile. No, I read something about it that talked about those ladies being a comedy pair.
Love them so much. It was, but it was good. CG was a little out of hand. It looked bad at some points. That. Yeah, and I think it could have just been more luxurious. The whole thing is that Gal Gadot is an heiress, and she has all this money, and she doesn't care. She's just like throwing all this money around. But it's like, I never felt that she was that rich, which is really sad.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I mean, it had its good, it had its bad, but didn't love it, didn't hate it. It's an okay watch.
I'm gonna interrupt you real quick.
Oh, did you find it?
Yeah, I was listening the whole time, by the way. I'm just good at multitasking. The movie is called Peaceful Warrior.
Okay.
And it does not have James Brolin in it. It has Nick Nolte, which I don't know why I confused the two all the time.
Completely different person.
I somehow confused them both. Anyways, sorry. Continue with what you're saying.
I also watched a movie that's coming to Apple TV Plus. The Sky is Everywhere. Super cute. Super sad too at the same time. It's about a girl dealing with the loss of her sister. And she is stuck between 2 guys, one of them being her sister's boyfriend.
Plot twist: the sister wasn't dead. Comes back, and now just kidding.
No. But no, it was good. It was good. Very it's like a very colorful film. It was very like trippy.
Really?
Yeah, if you watch the trailer, you'll be like, whoa, this is trippy. And I was like, okay. And it had the dude from
like good trippy, or like
it was good trippy.
And that Wooden Baby trippy.
Not Wooden Baby. Not Wooden Baby. I'm trying to think of what it reminded me of. Kind of like an Across the Universe type feel.
That's really trippy.
It is trippy. It's not like wooden baby trippy though.
That's true. That's
Jason
true.
Segel was in it though, and he was great. Love
How old
that
is
guy.
this? Is this a new movie?
Yeah, it's not out yet. It comes out this Friday.
Okay.
So by the time
He
this
hasn't been
episode
in
is
anything
up,
in a minute.
yeah, yeah, he plays like this hippie uncle. It's great.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
if it's a hippie in a
hippie.
movie, then that makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay.
And of course, just like the regular things. Of course, watched Euphoria, which by the way, season 2 has been really boring to me, and just like I
Mm,
think we talked about it. It's the shock and awe factor,
yeah.
and I'm real sick of it. But episode 5, oh my god,
Shocking or it was good?
good.
Oh, okay.
And it just goes to show you what you can do with something without being gratuitous. You know what I mean? Like they don't need all of the other stuff. You know what I mean? You don't need to have all
Mhm.
the stuff. Like we don't need it. We don't need the excessive scenes or
Oh,
anything
is it
like
like one
that.
of those where it's just like one location and just
It's
hell of a lot
not
of
it's
acting?
not one location, but it is a lot of acting on Zendaya's part, and it is so good.
That's what I was seeing online. The commentary was that like was saying like she nailed her second Emmy.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% she's getting an Emmy for that episode.
Yeah.
If she doesn't, they're wrong. Um I know you're watching season 1 right now. The one thing I will say, because I've never watched it,
Mm-hmm.
there are two, if you end up getting through it, there are two small episodes in between season 1 and season 2,
Mm-hmm.
and those are honestly like the best out of the series, I think.
Oh,
And one is
okay.
just Zendaya, and it's her talking to her sponsor in a coffee shop.
Okay.
So good. And the second one I just watched because I realized I never did watch it, is just Jules, and another acting at its finest moment.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
yeah, that is what I watched. I have a few things on my watch list. I gotta watch the Kristen Bell show that I refuse to say the entire name of. The woman in
The
the
woman,
window.
the woman in the house across the street from the girl in the window.
There we go, that one.
You're welcome. It took a
Thank
long time
you.
for me to get that down, but I
And
did it.
Nightmare Alley is finally on HBO Max.
You know what? I saw that too. I need to
I need to
definitely.
watch that. You mentioned Pam and Tommy. I need to see that.
Yeah.
Um, what else? Mrs. Maisel is coming out.
Yes, my mom's really excited about
I'm
that.
very excited. Another one I'm very excited about is Killing Eve.
Okay.
Comes out February 26th. I'm very excited. And the last thing that is out right now on HBO Max, The Gilded Age. I want to
I
watch
feel
it.
like I saw that.
Christine Baranski um is
What
in
is that
it.
one? What is that about?
I'm not quite sure, but I saw her
I
face
don't
on it.
know, but I want to watch it.
It has a lot of Broadway people in it, so
Oh, okay.
sign me up.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so that is my watch list.
All right. Sweet. Let's okay, real quick before we go to break, let's talk, Oscar nominations have come out
Mm-hmm.
this week. Came out like the other day.
Yes, they did.
Okay, I know how we feel about specifically the best actor category because
Yeah.
our boo thing, Andrew Garfield, has been nominated for his second Oscar.
Yay.
Um,
He's gonna win.
how do you feel about the rest of the nominations? Do you feel
Um,
like what are you thinking? Like as far as snubs or surprises?
I don't really feel like there was a lot of snubs. I am surprised that Lady Gaga and Jared
I
Leto
knew
didn't get a
you were gonna
nomination.
say that. I knew you were gonna
The
say
movie
that.
itself sucked though. No, I should take that back. It didn't suck. It just wasn't good. Um
Yeah.
I am really happy Coda got nominated for best why am I blanking right now?
Film.
Film, yes, sorry. I know there's the actual category.
Yeah.
I was about to say movie of the year. I was like, this isn't MTV. What's wrong with me?
Oh my
Um,
God.
no, I'm really excited about Coda because I think that movie deserves it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched it yet, but I don't know if anybody listening has watched it yet, but please watch it. It is so good. You will not regret it.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was something on there that I was like, okay, now I feel like I need to watch it.
I do need
What
to
was
see
it?
Belfast.
That one? I think
Yeah.
I'm predicting that one's going to get Best Picture.
Yeah, there it is. Best picture, not best movie.
Oh, sorry. I thought I had said it. I was looking up the full list so I could have
Yeah,
it in
so
front
was
of me.
I.
Because I kind of
I
just we didn't plan on talking about this. I kind of just
are
threw it out
are
there.
you surprised about Kristen Stewart, Kirsten
Yes.
Stewart?
Yes.
I'm not. I think she did really good in that movie.
Oh, you finally watched it? Oh wait, no,
And I
had you
watched
watched it
it.
before me? I couldn't remember.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm surprised.
I think she did a really good job. I wasn't
I
the
just felt like it
biggest
was
fan of the
her.
movie. Um, Power of the Dog, I still need to watch.
That's the one I was thinking.
Yeah. I need to
So
watch
I was
that.
reading the synopsis for that and it was cracking me up because it was
Has
like saying
nothing to do
like,
about a dog.
well, no, but a lot of movies, you know.
I know.
No,
I know.
in the description it's talking about like Jesse Plemons and Benedict Cumberbatch are brothers, and it's saying like the character Benedict Cumberbatch is supposed to be, it kept saying like good looks, good looking. And I just think it's super funny because I don't think Benedict Cumberbatch is good looking at all. It was cracking me up.
I think he is it sometimes.
I guess I'm surprised about Javier Bardem,
Yeah,
his nomination.
I am too, because I
Um,
really did not like him in that movie. Um,
yeah, he didn't give me very good Desi Arnaz vibes.
Also, Eyes of Tammy Faye is nominated for Best Hair and Makeup.
No surprise. They might not
They're not
win,
gonna
but I'm not
win.
surprised.
If they do, I would be
I was
surprised.
talking to my mom about that movie and the makeup and talking about Andrew Garfield's horrendous cheeks.
Oh,
And
his
she
cheeks
goes,
are
well,
terrible.
she's like, well, Jim looked like a chipmunk. She's like, he looked like Theodore because he had glasses, or not. He looked like Simon because he had glasses. Thought that was funny.
It's so funny.
Um,
In Kanto, I think we'll definitely take animated feature.
I don't know why J.K. Simmons also. I don't know why he was.
I don't get
nominated.
that either. He wasn't that great in it.
You know, some of these though make me think if it's less about that performance and more like career, like when
Oh yeah,
like why can't I think of her name? Marriage Story, not Scarlett Johansson. Laura Dern.
Laura
When Laura Dern
yeah.
won, her role in Marriage Story, her performance was not that great. Like,
but she had a long career.
But I think she won career-wise. I don't think she won because of her performance in that movie. And so some of these that I see, I feel like are more that based on that than their specific performance.
I could see that. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. Some of
I
them,
don't know.
I don't know if Jessica Chastain should have been nominated. I haven't seen The Lost Daughter, but I also don't know about. I mean, Olivia Colman's great.
I mean, she's always good.
I don't know. I think there could have been, you know, reading the list. I'm not surprised about people being upset about the lack of diversity because it's, you know, it's right there
to right
see
in front
that
of
it's
you.
obviously not super diverse, but yeah. So some of these, I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, we are going to take a break. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about some romantic comedies.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Now that we have gone through our watch lists, we are going to talk love. And I got quite the amount of favorite romantic comedies. So, Sarah, start us off.
Okay. I have a good list, I think, but I just, yeah, yours sounds like, and mine are all like blockbuster or like big Hollywood movies. None of them are going to be.
Mine aren't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, I don't know what that says about me. But anyways, when I first sat down to write this list, the first movie that came to my head as a favorite romantic comedy is How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Yep.
I really like that movie. I love Kate Hudson, and I think her chemistry with Matthew McConaughey is really good. It's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. I quote that movie every single day.
Oh yeah, it's got plenty of quotes.
Catherine Hahn is in it, by the way.
That's right. Catherine Hahn is in it.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's a good one. So that's the first one that popped in my head. And then from then on, I had to Google lists of movies so I could remember, because like I said, this isn't my like top genre, so I had to get a little help from the internet to remind me. And because I was also like I'm also being really critical over what I consider a romantic comedy, because the internet like suggestions of romantic comedies, there were a lot that I do not consider romantic comedy. So my list is strictly about movies where the main plot line is about love.
Okay.
Right. So it's not like the main plot line's about one thing, but there's also a love connection, and I couldn't know. So like yeah, so there was a couple on there. So I'm sorry if you put one on that I have to argue with, but
it's
I'm being really critical for this. So my second one is the movie Friends with Benefits. And I'm gonna tie that with the movie No Strings Attached,
because
they came out. They're basically the same, but they both have their own quirks, and I love both of them. But if I had to pick one on top, it'd be Friends with Benefits. Friends with Benefits makes me laugh out loud more. It's so funny. Very crude, but it's a good one. Next up, we have, these are in no order, by the way. These are just like,
oh yeah,
I was just writing them down.
I figured.
Next up is The Proposal.
Yes, great one.
The beautiful and late Betty White.
Yeah,
so funny. That movie's hilarious. Fun fact: Mary Steenburgen, who plays the mom, is from Arkansas.
Oh, there you go.
Anyways, so there you go. Connections. 50 First Dates. You got to have a Drew Barrymore movie
always
in there, and Adam Sandler. You got to have that. You got to pick one of all of their rom-coms. So I picked 50 First Dates, another good quotable one. A funny story about that. So our mutual friend Nicole really loves that movie. She is from Hawaii, so that's her fun connection to it. She loves Rob Schneider in that movie.
I love Rob
and
Schneider.
She loves quoting him and all of that stuff. When we all worked together, Rob Schneider came in as a guest for one of our shows, and at the time Nicole is in charge of like setting up those interviews and like welcoming the people in and like escorting them to the station. And she as she was walking him to the interview, she was talking about how like, oh, I love your movies, I really love you in 50 First Dates, and she literally goes, "This my good eye" to him.
I love that so much. So funny story.
He was a nice guy, so he thought it
was
funny
really
too.
nice.
But
when I met him, I accidentally punched him.
Oh, is he the same height as you?
He's a little taller. I went to turn and like my arm like hit him right in the stomach, but he was very gracious and I apologized profusely.
He was wearing a really funny hat, and I missed it. I wasn't there. I wasn't there that day, so I missed it, and I'm really upset I missed it. Because I love him. He's so funny. I would have loved to see him.
Because I was so sad that I punched him. I forgot to go, Jessica.
Oh God.
It's me. I'm here.
Oh, so funny. Okay, next up is a movie that my mom and I love so much and quote this all the time, and that's My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
That was on my list.
So funny. And the sequel is super funny. I love that they did a sequel and then it has everybody, even the grandma. That's the funniest part to me, is that they got the grandma back and that she was
she's
still
the
alive.
Best too. Oh,
she's so
I love
funny.
That movie so much.
So good. Yes. So
I quote that movie daily. That is my family, by the way.
Next up is Sweet Home Alabama.
Yes. Another great one.
That one feels a little close to me being from the South. I mean, it's not totally like the same as where I'm from, because I'm not from Alabama, but like some of the things they say or the way they act, hits a little close to home. So, and this one, okay, so this one, I was looking at lists of rom-coms and this one popped up, and I really love this movie. And if you really think about it, it fits rom-com, but when you first hear it, you don't think about that. And that's Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah.
And
I didn't. I was
looking at it,
gonna
I was
put
like,
that, and I
what?
was like, how
I
is
was
that a
like,
rom
what?
com?
And then I thought about it and I'm like, well,
Kind of
I mean,
is.
the main plot line is literally about love. Like
Yeah,
it's literally a guy
I love
fighting
that movie so
some
much.
a girl's 7 evil exes so that he can be with her. And that is there it is. And that movie's
There it is.
hilarious.
It is
Everyone is
so
in that movie.
good.
And I guess not necessarily like major names. I mean,
Yeah,
most of them are, I guess, now, but just like every time I watch it,
Chris
I'm like,
Evans
oh
is in
my
that movie.
gosh.
Like,
And Anna
and
Kendrick and
Anna
Aubrey
Kendrick.
Plaza
Yeah,
and
Mae Whitman.
Kieran Culkin's in that
Yes.
movie. Yeah, Mae Whitman.
I
Who
feel like
else?
there's another. I'm trying to think of all the exes.
I know the girl who plays the drummer.
Oh yeah, what's her name?
She's someone kind of big,
She's
and I
in
can't think of her
everything.
name.
And the other guy, oh, we're doing so well at remembering these names.
I know we're
I
like
think
everyone's in this movie,
everyone's in
and
this movie. I always forget that Aubrey Plaza's in it, and I love every
I
single
always
one of her
forget that Anna
scenes.
Kendrick's in it, and
Oh
then she
really?
pops up. Yeah,
And she's the sister.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I put that one. I thought it was funny. And then I have a complaint about a rom-com. I just have a quick complaint.
let's go for it.
I watched this movie's been out for years, and I watched
Mhm.
it for the first time not too long ago, and I hated the ending so much. Something Borrowed.
Oh, I hate that movie.
Yes. Okay, good. I'm glad
Yeah,
someone's on the
not a
page with
fan.
me. The
Not a
ending
fan.
is terrible.
So bad.
The ending is so bad. She like it. I'm just like, how?
Isn't
I can't. It's like I want to talk about it, but I don't. Okay, the movie's been out forever, so I'm gonna spoil it for people
just
because
spoil
I
it.
got to talk about it. So the main character, basically, this main character, meets this guy in college, and she's like totally crushing on him and falls in love with him, and she doesn't make a move to like ask him out, and um her best friend, who's more like outgoing and perky and like, she swoops in and basically steals this guy from her. They get in a relationship and then they're going to get married. And so now this girl's like fighting with, should I break this marriage up? Should I tell him how I feel, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she ends up like hooking up with the guy while he's engaged to her best friend. And in the end, they end up together. And on the side plot, John Krasinski's in it.
I know.
And he plays her the best friend who's been there the whole time, and he professes his love for her, and she doesn't choose him. And I'm like, what is this? What is this?
It's, you know what? It's
he ends
one
up
of the
going for the guy
few rom-coms where I'm just like, I hate it so much.
And there's a point in it where she tells the guy she's in love with that she's in love with him, and he doesn't choose her right away. And then he changes his mind. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
For anybody, I don't suggest watching it because it'll just like upset you at the end. And it's not even like, I don't know. I think for me, the ending is on par with the end of Atonement, where I'm just so mad. Yeah. So I had to complain about that. That's my like dishonorable mention, I guess I could say, is that I hate that. I hate that movie.
Dishonorable.
Yes, thank you. Okay, you can go ahead and get to your list.
Okay, you've mentioned like a lot that were on mine, so you took my list down.
Really? All of mine weren't. Okay.
Those are like the normal ones. Because I have like, you know, kind of the blockbustery ones as well, like Warm Bodies. Love Warm Bodies.
Oh, that is such a good one. I like that one. Warm Bodies is so unique.
That's a movie that I held off on watching for like the longest time, and then when I finally watched it, I was like, why did I not watch this?
Yeah. I think at the plot point of them becoming more human is a little stupid.
I do too, but like at the same time, I kind of like it.
I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I love Nicholas.
I just like his inner monologue is so funny.
Yeah, I love that movie. That was like during the time where everything did what I like to call the Twilight formula, which is like some supernatural type of person falls in love with some type of human person, and it just worked. And those movies blew up.
Yeah,
it was vampires, zombies,
werewolves,
all of the above. And it was like that genre throughout that time where I'm just like, every one of those though, as cheesy as they are, they sucked me in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's on there. Crazy Stupid Love,
I almost put Crazy Stupid Love on my
one of my
list.
favorites.
That's a good one.
One of my
Yeah.
favorites. Set It Up on Netflix, a newer rom-com we like.
Oh, that's what it's called. Set It Up.
Yeah, yeah, it's where
Okay.
they try to set up their bosses so that they'll
Oh,
have to do
okay.
less work, and then they end up
Okay.
falling for each other. There's another indie kind of film that's really good. It's Broken Hearts Gallery. So good.
Okay.
Give it a
Yeah.
chance.
Okay.
So good. Also on Netflix, Always Be My Maybe with Ali Wong.
Yeah. I've
Love
heard good
that
things
one.
about that one.
It's worth the watch.
Hmm.
Uh one okay, so my sister used to work at Blockbuster.
Yeah.
So she would get free movies. For those who don't know what Blockbuster is, we used to have to go to the store to rent a movie,
Yeah. And it was
right?
like, gosh, like the most expensive one was it $10? The most
Something like
expensive
that.
one? And
Yeah.
that was like, depending on how new it was.
Hmm.
And this is like you're going to the store to rent a movie that might not be there. You might not even get
Yeah,
it.
you might not get it,
And you
but
only get it for like 2 days and then you have to take it
you have
back.
to take it back. And if you don't, you get a late fee.
Yeah.
But luckily, my sister worked there, so we got free movies all the time.
Nice.
Yeah. So one of those movie, and what we would do is like after school, I'd like hang out at her work, and
Mhm.
she would tell me pick a couple movies. I'd always pick some random ones. Same with her, and we just like have a surprise movie. We'll see
Yeah.
what it did. Few of those that ended up becoming my favorites. Win a Date with Tad Hamilton.
Okay. I have a funny story. It's so funny that you think that because that you say that because I was just thinking this. I lived behind a Blockbuster as a kid, and it was like a Blockbuster, Hobby Lobby, Office Depot, like little
Oh,
thing.
okay.
And my brother went through it was a shopping center. And
Mhm.
my brother went through a phase where he would go dumpster diving because they would throw away the
So
most
funny.
like random stuff. And so he went dumpster diving the Blockbuster dumpster and got a bunch of movie posters. And I specifically remember Win a Date with Ted
That's
Hamilton,
so funny.
the
I
poster.
love that movie. I still quote it. There are parts of that movie I still quote. Um, Mainly from Octavia Spencer, who barely had a film career at that point, and
Mhm.
she had like two lines that are hilarious.
Like
Watch
her
that
and
movie if
Spider
you
Man.
haven't. Yeah, exactly. I think it was around the same time as Spider-Man, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we literally only got it because Josh Duhamel was on the cover.
Well,
Yeah.
as you do.
One that was a completely random thing. Didn't know what it was about. Nothing. Just grabbed it. It's called Love and Other Disasters with
Okay.
Brittany Murphy, the
Okay.
late great Brittany
Queen.
Murphy.
She was also queen of some rom coms.
She was. She was. She had like
Like
Uptown Girls and like
Just Married.
Just Married is on my list actually. So that's another one. Um, but Love and Other Disasters, so good. Nobody's heard of it. It is
Yeah, I
so.
don't think I'd heard of
It's
that.
basically her best friend. Um, she has a gay best friend.
Yeah.
She meets a guy.
Mm-hmm.
She thinks this guy is gay, so she tries to set him up with her best
Okay.
friend, not knowing that he's straight. And it's the best movie ever.
Interesting.
I love
Okay.
it so much.
Okay.
That one, Wimbledon.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a Blockbuster find back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah. When you're saying these, I'm like, I remember the
Yeah.
posters in Blockbuster.
Down with Love with
I don't
Renee
know that one.
Zellweger and Ewan McGregor. So cute,
Okay.
adorable. Watch it. Okay, now we're getting out of our Blockbuster phase. 10 Things I Hate About You.
I totally
Classic.
could see you liking that one.
Yeah. Oh, what's wrong with 10 Things I Hate About You?
I don't know. I just don't see the like vast appeal of it, I guess.
I love that movie. Okay. Also, like anything Mandy Moore was in at that time. So like
Rom-coms?
Chasing Liberty, where she's the president's daughter.
Yeah.
What's the other one? How to Deal. A lot of people don't like that movie. I love it.
I don't see that one.
Yeah. Because I Said So. The one where her
Never saw
mom
that
puts
one
her on
either.
a dating website. So
Gosh.
good. Another Reese Witherspoon, Just Like Heaven with Mark Ruffalo.
I saw that like one time. Yeah.
I love that movie so much.
Isn't John Hader in that movie? Napoleon Dynamite?
Yeah, he is. He is. That was his only movie outside of like
When I
Napoleon
think,
Dynamite
okay,
at that
so he
time.
was in another rom-com that is not well known that I really like called When in Rome.
See, I'm gonna get through the rest really quick. A Cinderella Story.
That's a good one.
She's the
Childhood. Yes,
man.
it's my childhood.
Yep, she's the man.
Okay, so I have not seen She's the Man,
Okay.
but that was one where I wanted to argue about it.
Okay.
Because
Not really a rom-com to you?
no.
Why?
Hold on, let me pull it up on IMDb. Because the main plot line is about her pretending to be a man so she can play soccer.
Okay.
It's not, the main plot line is not about her doing something for love. She just happens to fall in love with a guy. Just like I don't think What a Girl Wants is also not a rom-com.
I did not put that on my list.
Line
yeah,
is also about her finding her dad. So
I felt it was
that
more
I
towards
saw
her
that
dad,
She's
yeah.
the Man was one. She's the Man was one I saw on the lists that I was thinking that's not a rom-com.
Okay.
Can argue it.
I
Sorry,
see the
I just
argument
like,
and you win. Because
I mean,
now
it's
that I
great that
think
you
about
like it.
Now that I think about it, you're right. It's just a good comedy. One that I don't think a lot of people have watched, Raising Helen with
I've not seen
Kate
it, but I mean,
Hudson.
I know.
Super good. The guy from My Big Fat Greek Wedding is in it.
Okay.
That is a highly recommend to me. Crazy Rich Asians. Great movie.
I love that movie. I think it's so funny. I've only seen it once and I feel like I can't watch it again.
Really?
Because when I watched it for the first time, I watched it with a coworker from my job I have now. She doesn't work here anymore. And her family is Chinese. So the whole time we watched it together. And so she was able to like fill me in on like the inside jokes and stuff like that, which made it even funnier. Being like in the know of stuff like that. And I really enjoyed watching it that way. And so now I feel like I just can't enjoy it as much without her here.
Oh,
shout out Cecilia if you happen to listen to our podcast.
she can't watch a movie anymore because you're not with her.
Yeah. Every time I see that movie, I think of you, and I think that I can't watch it because you're not here to fill me in on the inside jokes.
So sad.
I know.
So sad. Okay, to finish it up, Mr. Right, Anna Kendrick, Sam Rockwell. Sam Rockwell is a hitman. She falls in love with him. It's adorable. It's funny. It's weird. We love it. And to finish off my list, I'm so surprised you haven't said it. Valentine's Day.
Okay. No, it's funny you said that because I was going to say before we go to break, we should talk about one that we both really like, and that is Valentine's Day. And I rewatched it yesterday to kind of have it fresh on my mind. Such a good movie.
Yeah.
So good.
So good.
I personally don't like Valentine's Day holiday.
I hate it.
Mostly because I'm mostly single all the time. So
really
a little part
like
of me is a little bitter, but also I had a boss when I was in high school, and she like explained that she's married and has been married for a long time, and she doesn't like Valentine's Day because she feels like it's somewhat impersonal.
I do
like
too.
It's great. Like you should be celebrating your love for each other like every day.
Right.
You shouldn't need a day.
Like you shouldn't have to do something special on one day. That's like a Hallmark holiday.
Right. And then also it's very impersonal in that everybody gets the same thing, like roses and chocolates. It's so impersonal.
Not
like,
a fan.
Yeah. And she even convinced me that like, I mean, if I was going on just like a regular date with somebody and they got me roses, that'd be really sweet. But if they got me roses on Valentine's Day,
it's like,
I would be, I'd be.
Yeah. No, I feel that. And I told you,
it'd
I'm
be
not
impersonal.
It's so weird. Obviously, I love romantic comedies. We
Yeah.
love a good romance story. I am just not a person that likes that. I don't know. I don't know if somebody did I don't know.
You're not into romantic gestures?
No, not like when they're forced or like anything like that. Like Valentine's Day just feels so forced to me.
Yeah, it really is. I don't mind like, so like my mom sends me flowers on Valentine's Day.
That's sweet.
And I don't mind that.
I don't mind my parents.
Never
yeah,
roses.
That's cute.
Right. And sometimes I send her flowers, and sometimes mom, when you're listening to this and you think she hasn't sent me flowers in a long time. Sorry, I'm poor. But But stuff like that's cute, or like with get your
Yeah.
grandparents or somebody within your family,
Yeah.
or maybe even getting your friend
I like
something.
that it's like I like
But as
Valentine's
far as
Day.
a relationship goes,
Yeah.
if you're only celebrating your love on Valentine's Day the one time a year, I don't know.
I agree.
I don't know.
100% agree. I don't know. I like
I'm
cute
okay with
things.
heart-shaped food. I'm definitely okay with
Oh
heart-shaped
yeah, I love
food.
a
You
good
want to get
heart-shaped
me
food.
heart-shaped food, you can totally not get me chocolates and just get me heart-shaped
Yeah.
pizza, and I'm
Heart-shaped pizza. Here we go.
on
Like,
board with that. I'm totally fine with
same.
that. Bouquet of breadsticks, give it
Hell
to me.
yeah. Bouquet of candy, bouquet of donuts. We'll take it.
But getting back to the main topic, Valentine's Day. Even though I don't like the holiday, I love that movie.
Same.
And I love that it's a huge
Huge
cast with
ensemble
all
cast.
and huge, like a lot of storylines, and they all
Mhm.
intertwine. I love that.
I love when they intertwine. It's the best. It's so
Yes.
good.
Yes.
And the late great Gary Marshall.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's the king
Oh
at doing it.
yeah. All of his movies were
All of
great.
it.
Speaking of which, I saw Princess Diaries on the list of rom-coms, and I'm like, nope,
That's not no. Maybe
no.
the second one. I'll
The
like
second one, okay,
the
I'll give the
second one
second
I'll
one
allow, but like not
because
the
the whole
first.
no, not the first one.
No. She
But
doesn't
yeah,
even like the guy
Valentine's
from
Day.
Rooney in that.
I met him one time. So when I was in high school, my friends and I were obsessed with Princess Diaries and Rooney, and Rooney
Mhm.
came and had a very small, intimate concert at the Greek Theater on the University of Arkansas campus, which was in my hometown. So we went to it, and it was so small that at the end they just hung out and took pictures and talked to people. So
That's
I met
awesome.
him. I
I
met
love
him.
when bands do that.
I didn't like have like a personal conversation with him, but you know,
That's cool. That's really cool.
yeah. So, anyways, those are our list of rom-coms. So we're gonna take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk about movies that are just romantic.
So good.
Yes. So we will be right back. Welcome back, lovers. We are talking romance, straight romance this time. Some of these movies might have a little bit of funny elements to it, but most of them are just considered straight romance movies. Colette, you can start us off. What are your favorite romance movies?
I think you know what I'm going to say first.
Yes, I do. Can I just say it?
Yes.
Number one on Colette's list is Pride and Prejudice.
There it is. You know that out of like everything.
I guess I could have gone one of two ways.
It could
I know
have.
number two. Okay, then I know number two on the list.
Okay, what's number two?
Number two on the list is Atonement.
Oh my God, it's like spot on. Do you know number three? No, I'm just kidding.
Neither of those movies are on my list.
I know.
Atonement's the dishonorable mention.
No. So okay. Me, real life me, don't like romance. Me, movie me, loves a good romance. Okay. So there's like a lot of Nicholas Sparks on here.
Oh, I don't have.
We love a cheesy.
Nicholas Sparks.
We love something to make us cry. Okay. So besides Pride and Prejudice and Atonement, which yes, obviously Keira Knightley, we have almost all the Nicholas Sparks. We have A Walk to Remember.
I like A Walk to Remember.
Right. We have The Notebook. Okay. Which
you know
is
what?
Like a general.
The Notebook does not make me cry. And it makes everybody says they bawl like a baby, and I do not cry.
Okay. You know what? I don't cry anymore. It got me like the first time, and now I don't care. You know which one had me ugly
one part
crying?
of it makes me feel like crying.
The one that had me ugly crying was The Choice.
I haven't seen that one.
Okay, watch it. You will ugly cry. Just saying.
Well, people always say that they cry at the end when they die together.
Oh, I never cried at that part.
That's not sad to me. That's actually a really happy ending. Like they don't have to go on living without each other. I mean, it's sad that she can't remember him, but
yeah, everyone cries at the end of A Walk to Remember. That's not what makes me cry at that movie. Till this day, I cry at A Walk to Remember. It is when he is driving alone in his car and he just breaks down. Gets me every time.
Anytime a man breaks down crying, that gets me.
Yes, I love it when a man cries. You know what? In fact, keep your flowers. Keep your chocolates. You cry in front of me, I'm yours. Done.
No. Okay. No. Let me make this clear. For me,
please.
in a movie anytime a man cries. If you are a man and you cry in front of me,
It depends.
It's done for you because I will not be able to not talk about that for the rest of your life. I guess it kind of, I guess it kind of depends. No, how much I don't like it.
Like it. Okay.
Don't like it. I guess it really, it depends. Like if your dog dies or something like that, if it's about death, yes, that's totally fine. If you're crying because you love me so much, or you're crying okay, because yes, I broke up with you or whatever, I mean, I'm a crier. I cry all the time, but for some reason, I don't know. I guess it's situational. No,
I'll tell you what. Situational.
I'm just thinking about the like couple times that a guy's cried in front of me, and I'm like,
if I was watching a movie like this, a romance movie, and the guy I was watching it with just shed a little tear, done. We're good. That
if you cry, if you're a man and you cry about dogs or something, yes, you got my heart.
Absolutely.
You cry at the end of Marley and Me, yes.
Yes. You cry because you love me so much. Nope.
Unless it's like our wedding day and you're just happy like that, maybe. If you're bawling, then I'm like, okay.
I cry easily, so like I can understand that. I'm like things get me.
I cry. I mean, when I'm upset,
I cry like when things are like nice. Like it's very like I cry at everything. It's okay. It like gets me like, oh,
okay,
you know, okay.
Anyways, moving on.
So yeah, watch The Choice. I'm putting Titanic on there.
Titanic's the number one on my list.
There you go. I
love like Titanic.
Also,
I don't cry in that one either.
Also, like my love for Leonardo DiCaprio. Like it was
that era. Now I'm like not feeling it anymore.
That era, that haircut. We know. That face. We know the one. Romeo and Juliet with him. In fact, any retelling of Romeo and Juliet, but specifically
that Romeo and Juliet is on my list. I love it.
Best. Do I still think like, okay, Romeo and Juliet, your children, sit down? But yes, that movie was great.
I'm going to shoot myself in the head for this guy
that I
barely know, who was creeping outside my window and swimming in my pool.
He was creeping in your window.
Love that scene so much.
I do see the pool scene.
One of my coworkers name's Juliet.
Oh.
Yeah, and every time I like call for her across the room, I say Julieta.
I knew that was
because of the nanny.
I love it.
And she never questioned it, but I was like, you know why I say that? And I like told her about it, and I pulled up the scene for her of the nanny just Julieta.
Can I just say that whole like party scene, which by the way, Paul Rudd is in that movie. If anyone else forgot,
Paris, he plays the
looking
prince.
Great. So she had good options all around. Number one, number two.
No, he doesn't play the prince. He just plays Paris.
Right,
the prince's. How is Paris related to the prince?
I forgot.
And I don't know if in that movie, because the Paris is the police chief, but he's like somehow related to him, right? Or is he just the prince's friend in the play?
I can't remember. I really can't remember.
I have the complete works of Shakespeare book sitting right above me.
You know what they made?
I don't want to open it though.
I know
Mercutio. Mercutio is
the
prince's cousin.
Did you ever see the new one with like Mercutio? Chuck Bass is Mercutio in it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because and I know you've seen it because Haley Steinfeld plays Juliet.
I didn't even know really her at that point though.
That one is
when
really
it first
good.
came out. It was really good.
I like the guy who plays Romeo in that one.
That's I think that's
no. Brother, I'm sorry. No. The guy, Ed Westwick, who plays Chuck Bass, is not Mercutio. He plays Tybalt.
Oh, you're right. He was Tybalt.
Yeah.
He was Tybalt. My bad. I messed up.
Yeah, you did.
But that was another really good Romeo and Juliet movie.
It was a really good Romeo and Juliet.
It surprised me. I thought it was gonna be bad. But
yes, Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet, which by the way, I watched in a film class. No. Yes, we watched it. No. What did we watch?
We watched your teacher that made you watch the Andrew Garfield movie?
No, that was U.S. history in high school. This was a film class in college. This was postmodernism film in college. And maybe we didn't watch Moulin. We watched a Baz Luhrmann, and it was it had to have been Romeo and Juliet, because I know
probably
we
was. It wasn't the one that they can show in schools.
It wasn't this was in college.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. I keep forgetting. Jeez.
It wasn't Moulin Rouge, and it wasn't Great Gatsby. So it must have been Romeo and Juliet. And so
Okay.
I like asked a question and I said something, I don't know what it was, but I said Romeo and Juliet. And this guy, I don't know why I was so embarrassed. This guy goes, well, technically it's called Romeo plus Juliet.
Oh my
And I'm
God.
like,
Seriously?
okay, pretentious. Anyways, so that's, I think about that
Wow.
every time I
No,
see that movie about
Baz
when I got
Luhrmann's
called
like
out.
one of my favorite directors, and Moulin Rouge is also on my list because
Do
that's one
they
of my
still
favorite
have
movies of all
do they
time.
still have that show in Vegas? The Baz Luhrmann show, where it's like
No,
basically a musical with
I wanted
all
to
three of his
go and I
tops.
never did.
I never did either. And oh,
If
it
it
looks
comes
so
back,
good.
let's go.
Okay, because it looked really good. Yeah, so
Okay.
I have two. I have Romeo and Juliet, and I have Moulin Rouge
Yeah.
on my list.
Australia was good, but like it's not my
I've
favorite.
never seen Australia.
I watched it like twice,
Hmm.
but like, you know,
Well,
uh,
Moulin Rouge is like, I love it. I love it.
it's the
It made me
best.
fall in love with Ewan McGregor.
Yes.
It makes me wish Star Wars
Yep.
was the prequels were musical so we could hear
Mm-hmm.
him singing.
I know. I know. I
Um,
love it.
I love it. I love the
If you love
music.
him in that, watch Down with Love. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's it. I also have Princess Bride on it
Okay.
because,
People
reasons.
get upset when I say I've never seen that whole movie.
You need to, but I won't be upset.
Okay, good.
La La Land, which
I thought
I,
about putting La La Land on there.
here's why I
It's a
put it
one.
on.
It's one that could be argued, though.
Here's why
Not really. I think the
I
main
liked it.
plot is
The
mostly them
main plot
falling in
is
love.
romance, but I love that movie. A lot of people don't like the ending. Spoiler
Oh, the
alert.
ending didn't bother me.
Me neither. And I'll tell you why. Spoiler alert for the ending of La La Land. If you haven't seen it, don't know why you haven't yet. She doesn't pick him. And I love that she picks herself. She chose
No, it's
to
not.
go for that life.
It's not even that. It's like the ending is that they don't end up together.
Yeah,
Not that she didn't pick him because he told her not to pick him.
right.
And so, and in that sense, I don't think every movie deserves a full happy ending.
Right.
I
I
think
love that they didn't end up together.
I think it was still a happy ending because separately, if they had it crossed paths at the end,
Mm-hmm.
it wouldn't have been as sad and they would not have felt sad because they both in the end reached their goals that they were originally trying to
Exactly.
get to. And the fact that he told her to follow her dreams and
Mm-hmm.
she did that, I think that's fine. I don't think that's selfish of her at all.
I don't think so either.
It's just that I think the ending of that movie is like sometimes things don't work out.
Yeah. I just loved how real it was because you don't always end up with that person that you think you're going to. You know what I mean? And I don't know that movie though. I do love it. Do I think it's
Yeah,
the greatest thing in the entire world?
I do.
No.
I don't think it deserved an Oscar.
No, I don't think it was
I don't
deserved
even
an
know if
Oscar.
I don't think it deserved. I I think I wouldn't have been upset at all if it didn't get any Oscar nominations.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's like
But
critically acclaimed,
it's
but I
definitely one of
love
my
that
favorites.
movie.
I love it,
That movie is on my top five favorite movies of all
Yeah,
time. I love watching it while I clean. I love a good musical while I'm cleaning house.
right.
Um,
I
but I'm
I
in
think I have
love
to
with
clarify. I don't think that it's the greatest movie like that other
romance movie.
people, yeah, like romance movie and that like other people would say is like a greatest movie of all time. But like for
Oh, yeah, yeah,
me,
yeah, yeah. I'm sorry.
I
Yes.
love that movie so much.
I don't think it's the greatest of all time when you're comparing
Right.
every movie ever, but
Yeah.
that is one of my favorite movies. And
Yeah.
it's just like the
It's the music,
glamorization of
glamour. Yeah.
Hollywood and the struggling artist life. That's
Hmm.
why I like Tick Tick Boom because it's that
Yeah.
struggling artist life. Like for some reason, that is just a like sounds appealing. I don't
Hmm.
think I could ever do that, but yeah. So that movie is definitely on my top
Yeah.
favorite movies of all time. But I didn't put it on this list just because I don't know. I guess when I saw it, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. I have one that's like a romance that could maybe fall in between the comedy and the romance genres. Didn't know exactly where it fell, so I put it here.
Okay.
It's called Simply Irresistible. It is
Okay.
with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Okay.
And basically she is a chef and somehow her like food like makes people fall in love.
Oh, interesting.
Not a lot of people have heard of it. It
Okay.
is so good. And till this day, she makes these eclairs that look so good. And I want these eclairs. Every time I watch this movie, I'm like, I want those eclairs so bad.
Like,
I don't even care about
you
the
mean
movie
just
at
in
that
the
point.
movie or like Sarah Michelle Gellar makes these?
In the
eclairs that look good.
movie,
Oh, okay.
she makes these eclairs, and I want
Yeah.
them so bad.
Okay.
But it's a really good movie. It's really magical. I think you'd like it.
Okay.
I also
I'll
had
put it
Little
on my
Women
list.
on here, but I'm kind of
I
debating it.
saw Little Women on that list too, and I was like,
I'm
no,
debating it only because I
no,
like this
no.
new version about like the love story, quote unquote, between Florence Pugh's character and
It has
Timothy
romance, but it's
Chalamet.
not a romance
Has
movie.
romance, but it's not a romance movie. So
No.
it's that was one in limbo. So we're taking it off the list. But I do love Little Women, and
Okay.
that's my romance list.
Okay. So I'm gonna fill in the blanks of mine because actually mine was a short list and you said a lot of them.
Cool.
This movie I saw on lists for rom-com, but I don't feel like it's funny enough. And this movie I went in blind seeing.
Okay.
My friend was like, I want to go see the latest Rachel McAdams movie. Come with me. Had no idea what it's about. It is now my favorite romance movie.
Okay, there's two in my mind. Let's see.
It is not The Time Traveler's Wife.
Is
it is
something.
It's close though. It could go
okay,
by
then
that
it's
title.
the other one. It's the other
it's
one.
called About
Time.
And
I
it
knew
is starring Donald Gleason, who I've
Mhm.
already said is my favorite ginger ever.
Yeah.
He's so cute. And it's funny because it really could go by that title.
It really could. I was like, wait,
because
she's
it
in
is about
time
travel.
movies.
It is about time travel. He's the main character, and he can travel through time. And he basically, that's kind of weird, but it really just fits in pretty well. Which is like when you think about it with Time Traveler's Wife, it fits like somehow they make it to where it's not as like weird.
Yeah.
But
also,
he uses
Margot Robbie's randomly in that movie.
Margot Robbie's in that movie. Yes.
There's a lot of like randoms.
Yeah. So it's basically about this guy who can, on his 21st birthday, he finds out that he can, or it's not even on his birthday. It's like the year he's going to be 21. He finds out that the men in his family can travel back in time. And most of the men use it for all different ways. And he tells his dad that he's going to use it to find love. And so he tries to get Margot Robbie to fall in love with him, and that doesn't work out. And so then eventually he meets Rachel McAdams, but then he has to go back in time to fix something else, and in turn doesn't meet Rachel McAdams. And so he has to like find a way to meet her without it being weird, because she doesn't know who he is. And he's not going to tell anybody he can travel through time. So anyways, it's about that and about them falling in love. And it's so cute. Yeah. And I love it. That's like a good sick day. That's a movie I like.
That is a good sick day. Oh, yeah, you're right. That is a good sick day movie.
Yeah. My next movie, I totally did not think about until I saw it on a list, and that's Shakespeare in Love.
Oh, talking about right. I can't believe stuff. I forgot that.
Shakespeare in Love is so good.
So much.
Yes.
Which, by the way, it kills me that he's the commander in Handmaid's Tale, because I was in love with him in that movie.
Yeah, he finds a way to like really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe I forgot that one.
And then what's funny about that is isn't Umbridge the nanny?
I think
isn't it Imelda Staunton?
It is.
That's kind of funny.
That's really funny. She's in a lot of things.
Isn't Gilderoy Lockhart in that movie too?
I can't remember, but I know Ben Affleck is.
Ben Affleck is in that movie.
He looks good in that movie too.
He's got like a weird like goatee.
I know. I love it.
I'm looking it up now.
I was also
because I feel like there's a lot of people
obsessed with like Shakespeare growing up.
I got a weird. I don't know if I would call it an obsession, but I had a weird interest. More than any kid, I guess, should have.
Yeah, and like I just like knew a lot.
Oh yeah, Jeffrey Rush. I don't know why that's who I was thinking.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was Jeffrey Rush. Yeah, and I like that whenever we would do it, like we would have to like cover the subject in high school. I would have teachers that would think that I wasn't paying attention just because I already knew it. So like I really wasn't.
Oh, see, no, I didn't know it prior to. I think studying it in school got my attention.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, Judi Dench would like call on me to try to like stump me, and
this is like the second. This is the second movie that Judi Dench played Queen Elizabeth, isn't it?
Yeah, doesn't she play like her like
Queen Elizabeth in another movie? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Imelda Staunton. Umbridge plays the nurse. Colin Firth is in it.
Oh yeah, Colin Firth is in it.
Yeah, the movie's so good. So I have that, and then I'm going to finish us off here because we're running long.
As always,
this movie first also came up on my when I thought romance movies, but then I was like, I was torn between is it or is it not, but I've decided that it is a romance movie because that is pretty much the main theme to a certain point. Like I guess like if you really digest it, you could decide if that's really it. And you're smirking. Do you know what it is?
No, but I'm curious.
Well, I will say that Andrew Garfield hasn't been on our list at all. So and
okay,
he had to show up at some point on this list.
Always.
And that's never let me go.
Okay, see, I haven't seen it, so that's why I didn't have it on the list.
I know.
Sorry.
Love plays is one of the main themes about it. But after watching it and reading, like when I watch a movie I really like, I do a lot of like I don't call it research. I look up a lot of stuff and read a lot of reviews and stuff.
That's why we're friends.
Reading a lot about this, and I don't want to like give a because it kind of gives some of the main stuff away. The main plot line of it to the audience. So the main thing is Carey Mulligan, she's the main character, is her being in love with Andrew Garfield's character. His name's Tommy, and her friend, who's not even like really her friend, Keira Knightley, kind of steals Andrew Garfield's character when their kids away. So from the audience perspective, you're watching it as Carey Mulligan's heartbroken her almost entire life because Andrew Garfield was stolen away from her. And without giving away the plot, they, as kids, they were raised together in a school. And then after that, they have to, at a certain age, they have to go live together at what they call the villages. So they basically live their whole lives together up to a certain point. And so she has to watch them as a couple or whatever, and she's heartbroken. And then even when they all get separated, she's still thinking about him and stuff like that. So that's how the audience sees it. But when I was reading more into it, it could be perceived kind of a different way.
Okay.
Which isn't about necessarily about love. It's about more of a selfish reason. And I know that's so vague sounding, but I don't want to give away the big, it's kind of like a twist. You find it out at a certain point, somewhat towards the beginning of the movie, and it like changes everything.
Okay, well, don't tell me though.
I don't want to tell you. But anyways, that movie, talk about crying. And I'm telling you, the crying is because of Andrew Garfield. Him crying in that movie. But it's also very sad. It's
this
very
is why it's
sad.
taking me so long to like watch it. I have to be like,
you should watch it after this because now you're in the mood for romance.
Am I though? I also have to wake up very early tomorrow.
I want you to watch it so badly.
Listen,
you could rewatch it when you're in the mood.
I need to like have time to recover if it's going to make me ugly cry like that, because you'll
recover by the next day.
Maybe books are just more taxing on like your emotional state, but like when I read the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I needed like a full day to recover from the ending of that book.
I don't think you're going to need, I think you'll be fine.
Okay.
It might not hit you as hard as it hit me.
Okay. It might though. I'm a crier. I told you that.
Maybe Keira Knightley comes off very bad.
Okay, so it's gonna like make me not like her anymore.
No, not necessarily that. That's why it might not hit you as bad, because you like her so much that maybe you won't feel as jaded towards her as I do, and that'll like soften the blow. I don't know.
We'll see. I'll watch it. I'm gonna attempt to watch it this week.
Yeah, can you try to watch it before we record our next podcast?
I'm gonna attempt to. Yes.
I want to push this very hard because I've been pushing this for weeks now.
I know.
And I want to talk to you about it. I want to talk to you about it.
Almost like a really fun like game. The fact that
I don't like this game. I don't like this game. And I don't like it for our listeners either, because they have to listen to me
talk about it
every week. And I'm telling you, our listeners might not appreciate it like we would. They're going to watch it and they're going to be like, what is the big deal about it?
I think, what's funny is we started this podcast because we like to talk about movies so much, but I think this has just turned into an Andrew Garfield fest.
refuse to say that. I refuse to say that because that takes away.
No, it's true.
I don't want it to be that specific of a podcast. I think it just happens. It's like 6 degrees of separation. Okay.
It is. And you know what though?
We're going to get past it. We're going to get past it.
No, we won't. I don't want to. I want to keep seeing
shy away from the people who totally dislike Andrew Garfield.
Terrible prosthetic cheeks every week as I'm editing videos. from Tammy Faye
just
or
included in there, like just as a flash frame
just a flash frame. That's all you
of
need.
him and his cheeks. I will say the editing job from last week's episode of him next to Norma Desmond, which I found those photos.
Yeah,
that photo
you
of
did.
Andrew Garfield was very hard to
I
find.
couldn't find one. That's why I didn't have it originally.
I went deep diving.
I'm so happy you found one because I could not find one.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna have to. I also was. I gave up at one point, and I was like, I'm gonna have to somehow find a video of this and screenshot it. And then I can't find videos of anything because the slime tutorial's gone.
Damn slime tutorial.
Yeah, so
they disappear from time to time.
Yeah, so that worked out really well. They were edited together, and I thought it was really funny.
I mean,
and it worked out perfectly.
You happen to find the picture where he looks exactly like her with like the mannerisms and everything.
Well, I mean, in the whole scene, he looks
but you have
acts
like
just like her,
just like her.
Oh well, yeah. Well, that's the only picture I could find. It wasn't that I like lucked out. That was the only photo. There were photos of the same scene from different, like from the movie and from different productions, but that was the only one I could find of Andrew Garfield. And I don't know if that's because he's ashamed of the way he looks and he has them deleted from the internet. I don't know, but I could find
so. I think pictures. He was good.
I could find pictures of him from every other scene, multiples of, but that one was hard to find.
Maybe it's a surprise. I don't know.
Anyways, we've gone long. We always go long.
It happens.
I feel like these shouldn't be an hour long, but they always are. So I'm gonna say goodbye. Colette, you can hang out, I guess, if you want, but
I might.
I have things I gotta get to. So
I'm gonna
wrap it up.
Actually, I really want to eat food. So yeah.
Eat food, watch Never Let Me Go, then go to sleep.
I'll try.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks again so much for listening and following us. Again, we're on social media on my watch list. We are on Spotify and Amazon and YouTube. So give us a follow. I think YouTube is our most popular. I think people really want to see those photos that Colette edits into them. Don't know why, but not that she edits them. I don't know why that's the most popular, but it is. But we are on Spotify. So follow us there. Just search On My Watch List and you'll see a little picture. It looks like a little TV. That's us. So give us a follow, give us a listen. Send us messages if there's anything you want us to watch or any kind of topic you want us to discuss. We will take it into consideration. No, we'll likely do it.
We'll do it. So. We have a Twitter. We have an Instagram. We have a TikTok. Tell us what to watch.
Yes. So until next time, Colette, play that music.